Okay, Shay. We are going to start, I believe it's on, let's go on to page 22. And we're going to start at the top at number 7. So I'm going to do one of 7A because it's just a simple one and it just kind of goes through exactly what basic thing that you're going to be asked to do is. And so we'll go through that. Then we're going to go through, I think, 8 and then maybe 9A. And that should be pretty well good for your 1.2. And then we can maybe move on to 1.3. I'll do that in the separate video though. So I'm on page 22, like I said. Number 7A wants you to determine the remainder when 2x cubed minus x squared plus 3x minus 2 is divided by x minus 3. So using their language and their notation, you've got a polynomial as a function of x is equal to 2x cubed minus x squared plus 3x minus 2. It's a good way to just always start to get everything organized. Now I know that it's being divided by x minus 3, which means a is equal to what? You have to remember to take away the negative, so a is actually equal to 3. Now what I'm looking at then is what is p of 3. So everywhere there used to be an x, I'm now going to put in a 3. And I'm just going to bracket it up here because it kind of keeps everything organized. But you'll see that I put everywhere there used to be an x, I put in a 3. When you've got negatives in here, that's really when you have to be careful about your cubing and squaring, right? Because it's going to totally change the equation whether or not it's positive or negative. So this ends up being 54 because 3 cubed is 27 times 2. 3 squared is 9 and it's minus 9, so watch for that. It's not negative 3 squared, it's minus 3 squared. The next one is plus 9, because 3 times 3 is 9, and then you subtract 2. Those guys cancel out, they're opposite, and you end up with 52. Therefore, the remainder is 52. So that's one of those nice little simple ones. When we go on to one that looks like number 8, it looks a little bit more complicated, but it follows the exact same methods. So number 8 says when 2x cubed plus kx squared, so 2x cubed plus kx squared minus 3x plus 2 is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is 4. So once you determine the value of k. So now we're actually working backwards a little bit. So in this case, I know it's being divided by this, the remainder is 4. So therefore, when a equals positive 2, the remainder equals 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put in p of 2 into my equation. So everywhere there used to be an x, I'm going to put a 2 in. Again, obviously I have a k that hasn't dealt with yet, but we're going to get there. This guy, that's 8 times 2 is 16. I've got 4k hanging out here. I've got subtracting 6 here and then plus 2. Let's put this together. I've got 16 minus 6 is 10 plus 2 is 12. So I end up with 12 plus 4k here. Now, it's told me up above that the remainder was 4 when it was divided by x minus 2. Therefore, whatever this equals must actually equal 4, since that's what the remainder is. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put 4 in on this side so that I can start solving for k. Because k must be something such that this equation works. All right, so now it's just a lovely little simple algebra question. We've got our answer at the end of it. So k equals negative 2. So the polynomial is actually 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 2 if we put that value of k in. So it's not too bad actually. Once you get the hang of things, they are really quite simple. All right, the next one we're going to do, it's going to be 9a. And this one just takes a little bit more time, but it's totally doable. So I'm going to go and I'm going to determine one binomial factor of each polynomial. That doesn't mean it's the only one, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and try a few of them first and see which one shakes out the best. So I'm looking at x to the 4th plus 6x cubed plus 5x squared minus 24x minus 36. Okay, so I know that my p of x is equal to this whole thing, my polynomial of x. And I'm going to look at the factors of negative 36. So I always look at the constant at the end, and I have to remember to include whatever comes with it is going with it. So I've got the factors of negative 36. I'm going to write them out 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 3 works. Right, yeah, negative 3, 4, negative 4 works. I probably could just write plus or minus, but I don't know why I'm not. 6, negative 6, 9, negative 9, and then 12, negative 12. And I could put 36 in there, but I'm not going to. And I've got 18. So 18, negative 18, and oh, what the heck. Let's just put all of them in there. Okay, so, I mean, there's some that you can quickly use mental math for and decide whether or not it's a factor. So basically, remember what we're looking for is when I put one of these numbers in for A, is it going to give me 0 out? If it's a factor, it's going to give me 0 remainder because it's going to work perfectly. So I know that 1 probably isn't going to work because 1 plus 6 plus 5 minus 24 minus 36 does not give me 0, nor does negative 1. So I'm going to move on to the next one, which is a 2. So let's go and try x equals 2. So hopefully you understood what I just did there. I just quickly checked with mental math 1 and negative 1 in for x in here, and it's going to give me an answer that definitely isn't 0. So I'm going to go on to the next one. So 2 is always a good one to try because it's easy to work with. So let's go ahead and do trying x equals 2, or frankly, what you're doing is trying a equals 2. So polynomial of 2 is equal to 2 to the 4th plus 6 times 2 cubed plus 5 times 2 squared minus, 24 times 2 minus 36. And so if I go ahead and do this, I know when I put it on my calculator and all the dust settles, this will be 20, this will be 48, this will be 16, this will be 48. So you've got 48 minus 48 here. You've got 16 minus 36 here, which is negative 20, plus positive 20. That's going to end up giving you 0. And we were really lucky in this one because the very first factor you tried actually worked. That won't always be the case, which will suck. But basically what you'll have to do in that case is if it doesn't work right away, you're on to the next one. So I would try negative 2 after that. I would try 3 after that, etc., etc. So if I was going to write this out as a full answer, what I would be writing is x minus 2 is a factor of p of x. Okay, and remember, it's always x minus a, so that's why it's x minus 2. Alrighty. If I wanted to figure out what the rest of the factors were, you would do synthetic division to get there, and you had said that you didn't have much trouble with that. I felt pretty confident with that, so I'm going to leave it. If it asks it to fully factor it, for example, then you're going to go ahead and do synthetic division on that as the next step. If you want a little bit more help with that, please let me know. And I think that's probably all I'm going to do for this lesson. If you need any help, I've got the solutions all ready to go for you, and then you can watch, or you can grab those in class and kind of check your answers if you want to see all the steps.
All right, that's it for today. I'll see you later.